Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. So today I will be doing a comparison video of these two palettes. I have Subculture currently on my left eye and Modern Renaissance currently on my right eye. So I basically just went through, found colours that match. I swatched a bunch and just tried to figure out where there's combinations. For example, Roxy and Fudge is equivalent to Real Gear in the Modern Renaissance. But yeah, I just went through, found colours, and I made this look to show you guys how differently they blend, how they pack on colour, whether there's fallout. In the palettes there is a little bit of a difference. I'll show you that at the end. Let's just jump straight into this look so you guys can see the difference between both of the eyes. On my left eye I will be using the Subculture palette, and on my right eye I will be using the Modern Renaissance palette. Now for my transition shade, these are going to be a little bit different, but after the transition then they will be a bit more similar. So for my left eye I will be using Dawn from the Subculture palette. That's how much powder came off of it, and that's how much is on the brush. For my right eye I will be going in with Golden Ochre. Now as you can see, with the same brush it does actually have the same amount of fallout on the palette. I don't see a difference between the two palettes as yet. Now this does have a more of a yellow undertone. I'm just going to go in with a little bit of the burnt orange just to match the shade on the other side. Now on my right side I will be using the colour Cypress Umber, and the Subculture equivalent to that is Fudge. I'm getting the exact same pigment and fallout from the Modern Renaissance palette than the Subculture. Like I've said before, I haven't tried this, so this is just what I'm getting, initial thoughts. And I'm just going to put this in the crease. So as you can see, the Subculture palette is actually blending a little bit more difficultly. There's definitely a difference in blending between the two. The Modern Renaissance one blended very smoothly, however Subculture is being a little bit stubborn. Now with my Subculture palette I will be going in with All Star just in this outer corner. Very pigmented, absolutely gorgeous. It blends really easily, and I literally have to grab nothing for it to be that pigmented. It's blending amazingly. Oh my god, I just grabbed Mercury. And then in the Modern Renaissance palette I will be doing a blend between Red Ochre and Cypress Umber to create the same look. This is definitely way more red than that one. I'm just going in with a bit of Venetian red to get that red pigment the same as this one here. So that's the look so far. Now on my left eye I will be doing a blend between Roxy and Fudge to create the same colour in the Modern Renaissance, which is called Real Gear, and I will just be putting that above the brownie colours just to add a little pop of colour. I'll be going in on my right eye with Real Gear first. Again, it's the same formula. It's powdery once I pick it up. And then with the Subculture I will be going in with Roxy first and just see if it matches colours or not, and if I actually need to add the fudge in. See, with Subculture the colours actually overlap on the previous ones a lot more heavier than it does with this. Nonetheless, it blends out the same. I will be going in with a little bit of Fudge just on the corner since it's way too bright. In the center of my eye, I will be adding the color Cube in, and the equivalent of that will be a blend between Vermeer and a little bit of Venetian red just to add that pink tone in. I'm not sure how this will go. Last time I tried Cube, it was a mess. I'll show you that video up there. You can clearly see how much I've just digged into that palette. That is coming off as a beautiful pink colour. And people are complaining that the swatches are bad. Even in my swatches, nothing came up. But I feel like it does apply much, much better once placed on the eye. Vermeer, of course, is way more creamier. I noticed that in my swatches as well. I don't need to dig nearly as deep as I had to with Cube. The shimmers are applying on the same, however I felt like I had to dig way deeper into Cube, go back and dip my finger in more just to get the same colour payoff. Now I will be going in with a light touch of the Venetian red. This is a much darker pink. I'll try and go in with Love Letter, this pink right here, and see if it lightens everything up a little. I feel like I'm just messing a lot of stuff up, so I'm just going to go in back with the colours and just blend it out. Now in the middle, in this missing part, I'm going to go in with All Star and the Venetian red in the same colour that I used here. So we're going in with Venetian red first. And just because I want a bit more pigment, I'm just going to go in with the Love Letter. Okay, this isn't really picking it up, but I'll try another brush. I'm going to go in with the Venetian red first. And now Love Letter. And just on top of that, I will be adding a little bit of Cypress Umber. And this side, I'm just adding All Star. It's kind of frustrating me that the pinks aren't the same. I'm just going to go in with just the brush that I use with All Star, but just dab it off a little bit. And just pat it over Cube, just so it dulls down a little bit. I feel like that's the best I can do with the center of my eyes. I can't really help that. But anyways, on the bottom of my eyes, I'm going to be adding that color I did at the top. This color. So in my Subculture palette, I'll be going in with Roxy. Look how much powder there is. Roxy and Fudge. I'll be putting Fudge closer to the line and then blending it out with Roxy. I'm just going in with Roxy now. Now I'm going to go in with Real Gear on the other side. I'm just going to go in with Roxy just over the top again. Just here. And on the other eye, I'm going to go in with Real Gear. Now I'm just going to add some mascara in, eyeliner, and just be right back. This is the completed look. As you can see, everything is really similar, just except for the Cube and the Venetian red and Veneer, I think it was called. They're just a little bit different. But apart from that, I feel like everything else is super similar. The formula for Modern Renaissance is actually, in fact, less powdery than this one. I've been holding them both like this when doing my makeup. And as you can see on the Modern Renaissance, there isn't any powder on the black parts of the palette. However, with the Subculture palette, there is, in fact, majority of the powder does come from Roxy, this orangey colour at the bottom left-hand corner. It's a lot of fallout here and here, however, the rest of the palette is pretty clear. Regarding the colours, you've seen the duos and the matches that I did. I feel like they did come on fairly clearly regarding blending Modern Renaissance with the brownie colour was a bit more easy. I think it was called Cypress Umber. However, with Fudge, it did stick a bit more, I felt like. With the other colours like Roxy, the orangey colour, and Red Gear, I think it was, Real Gear, it did blend easier and it was less pigmented. With Subculture, sorry, my nose is blocked, I'm like dying. With Subculture, I felt like the more colour you added, it sat on top of the other colours. However, this one just blended in when you put it on. I'm not sure if it's just because I applied it differently, but you guys saw it in the video. Overall, I feel like the formula isn't different. I feel like a bad batch did go out. However, I always use a very light hand with my shades. I don't see the point of going in heavy-handed when with Modern Renaissance you don't go heavy-handed either. The powder was the same. I feel like the way that my palettes look regarding the actual shades, they picked up the same. I generally don't see a massive difference in the pigments. I'm not sure what the big fuss is regarding Alyssa Ashley and all the other YouTubers that put out reviews saying they hit pan on the first or second try. I don't understand how. I feel like if you got a big brush like this and really delved into it, maybe, but I don't know, maybe it just didn't work with the skin type. But then again, Alyssa did actually use 3 different primers and lots of other stuff, so I trust her review. But with respect to my review, I feel like Subculture is as equally as great as Modern Renaissance. Well, that's it for this video, guys. Like always, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please share it with your friends who are wondering whether to get Subculture or not after seeing other reviews. Give it a big thumbs up and please subscribe if you guys want to see more of these videos.